It's 11:43 p.m. Jake is on the couch. Again, phone in hand, eyes glazed, scrolling through nothing, not really watching anything, not really resting, not really doing anything at all, just there. He told himself he'd go to bed at 10, then 10:30, then after this one video. Now it's almost midnight. He has to be up in 6 hours. His gym bag is still by the door, untouched, exactly where he left it 3 days ago. And here's the thing about Jake. He's not stupid. He has a good job, he reads, he sets goals, he genuinely wants to be better. But every single night, without fail, he ends up right here. Same couch, same phone, same guilt. And the thought that haunts him most isn't, why did I do this again? It's something much darker. What is wrong with me? Nothing, Jake. Absolutely nothing is wrong with you. But something is wrong with what you were never taught about your own brain. Because the habits that are destroying your sleep, your health, your focus, your time, they are not a reflection of your character. They are a result of a system, a biological system that was running inside you long before you had any say in the matter. And once you understand how that system works, you'll never look at your bad habits the same way again. This is Jake's story, and maybe, just maybe, and it's yours too. Part 1, the loop. Jake's bad habit didn't start on the couch. It started at the front door. Every evening, he'd come home from work, drop his bag by the door, and something inside him would just switch off. Not intentionally, not consciously. It happened before he even made a decision. Bag hits the floor. Brain shifts gears. Body moves toward the couch. By the time Jake realized what was happening, he was already horizontal, phone in hand, 30 minutes deep into content he wouldn't remember the next morning. He thought he was just tired. He wasn't. His brain had built something, quietly, without his permission, called a habit loop. And understanding this loop is the first step to understanding why bad habits feel so impossible to break. Here's how it works. Every habit runs on 3 parts. The first is the cue, a trigger, something in your environment that tells your brain a reward is coming. For Jake, it was the sound of his bag hitting the floor. That one moment had been paired with relaxation so many times that his brain had automated the connection. Bag on floor, time to check out. The second part is the routine, the behavior itself. Couch, phone, scroll. And the third is the reward, the payoff. The brief, warm, satisfying feeling of escape. The dopamine release that tells your brain, yes, that again. Loop closed. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Your brain is obsessed with efficiency. So when it finds a loop that works, it doesn't just remember it, it automates it, builds a neural pathway, reinforces it, strengthens it, until the habit doesn't feel like a choice anymore. It feels like gravity. Jake wasn't lazy, he wasn't weak, he wasn't broken. He was just running a program his brain had written, one repetition at a time, for months. Part 2. Why your brain doesn't care about your goals. This is the part nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It doesn't care about the gym. It doesn't care about the diet. It doesn't care about the book you said you'd read or the project you said you'd finish. Your brain cares about one thing only: survival through efficiency. It is the most energy-expensive organ in your entire body, consuming nearly 20% of all the energy you produce, and it is constantly, relentlessly looking for ways to do more with less. Habits are its solution. When you repeat a behavior enough times, your brain takes that behavior and transfers it to a deeper, more ancient part of the brain called the basal ganglia. Once it's there, the behavior runs automatically, without effort, without decision, without you. You don't choose to scroll, you scroll. You don't choose to reach for the snacks. Your hand is already in the bag. And then, and this is the part that genuinely shook Jake when he learned it, the brain physically restructures itself to make the habit faster. Every repetition thickens the neural pathway, adds insulation, increases speed. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. And it is completely neutral. It doesn't favor good habits over bad ones. It simply responds to repetition. The pianist who practices 3 hours a day and the person who scrolls 3 hours a night are using the exact same biological mechanism. One is building a skill, the other is building a cage. And the terrifying part? Both feel equally natural after long enough. Jake had been scrolling for 8 months. His brain hadn't just allowed the habit, it had optimized for it.